Hi everyone, this is the Battle of Montebello from the Early Glory and Napoleonics game from Victis. This is one of the battles you get in that game, and I've got it set up for the historical scenario. It isn't too many turns. What's interesting is that there's not too many counters to start with, so we've got some French counters on the very sort of this side of the map here, the Austrians here. In terms of the objectives, some of the objectives are just a little bit off camera, but down in this sort of area here we have the objectives. So the French will try and push the Austrians back and capture the objectives, and the Austrians are going to try and stop them. There are quite a few reinforcements. The reinforcements I've got in stacks just off camera here. There's quite a few reinforcements for both sides over a series of turns. I don't think it'll take too long to play. I have played this battle before a little while ago when I first did the unboxing, but I thought it was time to sort of give it another try. And then what I'll do is every turn or two I'll stop the camera and talk about the progress and how the battle's unfolding. Just finished the first turn, and quite dramatic straight from the beginning of the battle. The French were able to push some of their enemy back, but have become quite dispersed as a result. There was quite a bit of intense combat charges from the cavalry, the horse here, and they've sent some of the French in a retreat. So the Austrians did quite well there. The French, however, managed to stop the Austrians from rampaging around the back lines here and defeating the French artillery. They brought up their hussars across the stream here, and were able to push the Austrian horse back with some lucky die rolls. Took a bit of a gamble on that one, and it paid off. So at the minute, after the first turn, we've got French units in that are routed. Austrians been pushed back a little bit, but still holding on this area. The next turn, there's significant Austrian reinforcements, but they're going to come off the map, so it's going to take them a little while to get up to a defensive position. So at the end of turn 2, the French are having a hard time of it. They did get some success. They managed to defeat the Austrian horse cavalry. Some backwards and forwards between the cavalry units, which is quite good. However, they've suffered here in this area here significant, and they've got units routing off the board. So we'll see if they can pass their tests and bring them back in next term. Now the Austrians have got significant, you can't see them they're just off camera. They've got some significant reinforcements coming, and next turn the French have. So what the French need to do is break through this area here, which I think they're going to struggle to do with just these units on the board. In fact, probably the Austrians will probably be able to just hold them back and stop them from advancing, stop them from securing this area here. While they're doing that, the Austrians are going to be able to reinforce the objectives just off board, and we'll move the camera when we come to that part of the battle. So the French have got a lot to do to make good. Now they do have this famous unit of hussars here. I'm not entirely sure they're going to be able to charge down the streets of the town like they did in the history, but you never know. We might give that a try. Here we are at the end of that turn, and the French have been able to. Both sides have inflicted losses. The French have been able just to hold that position. It's a bit of a stalemate, but they do have significant reinforcements coming along this road here. Now, the Austrians have put their reinforcements into this area here. This is one of the objectives for the game, so I figured playing this game solo as I am tonight, they would hold this position here. They could try and come to the aid here, but I actually thought it would be more dramatic to let them hold this position here. I think the French at some point will take this position, but the Austrians also have another stack of counters that will be coming on in a couple of turns' time, again from this area. So The Austrians are going to be able to really firm up and defend this area, and it will depend if the French have enough time with the remaining turns. I think there are, well, I've just done turn 3, and I think there's 10 turns in this scenario, so quite a bit left to go. But certainly the Austrians have done a great job of just holding them up in this area here. At the end of turn 4, the French have been able to move in on this area here and push their enemy out. In particular, the cavalry, the horse, did extremely well. Now, we do have these counters here, so the French are going to be moving down this road here, and the Austrians do have some reinforcements coming onto the board just off camera, again just down this bottom here. So the French have got to move down the road. There's just one unit here for them to deal with, and then engage these units here, and it's going to be a question of time. There are, looking at the count, looking at the turn, there are 1, 2, 3, 6 more turns, I believe, left. So they've got quite a lot to do to secure this, but we'll see. So now the French have been able to move up, and next turn they'll start to engage the Austrians in this area here. Just at the bottom of the map here, I'll move the Austrians off the road just to create a bit more sort of narrative in the battle. I'm not sure it's a good idea or not, but certainly to create a more sort of interesting component to the battle. I was finding that really the battle was just taking part on this road, and I wanted to try something just to create a little bit more variety, I suppose, in this evening's gaming session. So the Austrians here, I think you can see them, are going to move up here, and the French will engage them. So we've got a couple of different engagements, and see how that pans out. At the end of turn 6, some quite interesting sort of developments here. So the French attacking here managed to drive off some of their enemy and try and make some headway on this objective here. And the French have managed to try and block this road here from the reinforcements from Montebello. I think that's the end of turn 6. I think there's 3 more turns to do. I think the French are going to have a hard time of it taking this objective, and they might be able to move up here. We'll see. But yeah, I think they're going to have a hard time of it, knowing what the counters are. And of course, these counters here are in a defensive position, so we'll see. No real casualties. So yeah, do another turn. End of turn 8. Yeah, the French have been able to make some more movement here on this side, but again, just this stalemate here. They're having a hard time, and the Austrians are holding there, not venturing out. So, which is what they would have done. Here, however, the French are making some headway. Is 2 more turns to do. I don't think the French are going to be able to take all the objectives, but it'd be interesting to see how the game finishes up. Yep, end of turn number 9. The French have been able to take Montebello, not surprisingly. But again, just a stalemate here. There's been a bit of backwards and forwards, but nothing of any note. So I think I don't. Well, I mean, we might as well do one last turn. I'm just trying to see if I think the actual French could get there, make it any. Oh, that's not the camera. Sorry. If the French could get here and move up and really cause any trouble. I should have taken this off. Sorry, my mistake. If they can cause any trouble here, but I don't know if they can. But we'll do one more turn, see how it all shakes out. Yeah, so end of turn 10, end of the game. I'm going to call it there. I think the French needed another turn. I think another turn they could have made good on this objective here and taken it. So probably looking back, played the French just a little too cautious. Probably needed to be a little bit more aggressive. I think maybe some of the other early turns, I don't think they had much of a choice. So, as is the way of war games. but a very enjoyable couple of evenings playing this. Took a few hours to play. I'm not sure all up how many. Sort of feels like sort of 3-4 hours, something like that. Play at a fairly leisurely pace, and lots of quite interesting, narrative in the battle, and the series of backwards and forwards between the two sides, which is very enjoyable. It is a game system that I like a lot. Play it quite a lot. So I enjoyed myself very much. Again, playing this solo. It's not a solitaire game. There's no, rules for the AI. I'm playing both sides, and the beauty of that is I could break it all down, take it out off the shelf in another couple of months, play it again and play in a completely different way. It's interesting as a battle because it really does focus on it. Some of it's off camera, but really does focus on this road, really, with a series of objectives along that road, where the Austrians are just trying to hold up the French. French are trying to move forward in the time that they have. So it's quite solos quite well, actually. Would like to play it 2-player to see some different sort of tactics. But yeah, very enjoyable. And thank you a lot for watching. I have done quite a few playthroughs and unboxings, reviews, etc. of games in this series. So please check them out. If you have played this particular game, I would be super interested in your thoughts. So please leave a comment. That'd be great. Thank you for watching as ever. Thank you.